What if I told you that some of the most powerful medicines in the world are not hidden inside hospitals or created in expensive laboratories, but quietly growing in the wild, in forests, fields, and even right outside your home where you walk past them every single day without noticing? For thousands of years, long before modern pharmaceuticals existed, humans relied entirely on plants to heal wounds, fight infections, and restore balance in the body. And this knowledge was not guesswork, but carefully observed and passed down through generations of healers, warriors, and communities who depended on nature for survival. But as modern medicine advanced, much of this ancient wisdom slowly faded away, replaced by synthetic solutions, leaving behind a forgotten world of natural remedies that are only now being rediscovered by science. In this video, we are going to uncover 20 forgotten medicinal plants that were once considered essential for survival and healing, and you will begin to see how powerful these natural remedies truly are. But make sure you stay with me until the end, because some of these plants will genuinely surprise you, especially number 7, which many people say can completely change how you deal with pain and recovery, and number 10, a plant so overlooked that it has become almost invisible in today's world despite its incredible benefits. As we go through each of these plants, you will not only learn what they are and how they were used, but also why modern science is starting to take them seriously again. By the end of this journey, you may start looking at the natural world around you in a completely different way, realizing that the answers we search for are often much closer than we think. Let's begin with something practical and immediate: plants that act as nature's first aid kit, offering support in moments when you need quick healing for cuts, burns, bites, and everyday injuries. And what's fascinating is that many of these plants grow in places where people often ignore them completely. Calendula, for example, with its bright orange petals, has been used for centuries to speed up wound healing, reduce inflammation, and protect the skin from infection, making it one of the most trusted natural remedies across different cultures. Then there is Plantain, a plant that most people see as nothing more than a weed. Yet it has the ability to provide almost instant relief when its leaves are crushed and applied directly to the skin, helping with insect bites, stings, and minor wounds in a way that feels surprisingly effective. Yarrow takes things even further, with a history rooted in ancient battlefields where it was used to stop bleeding quickly, earning its reputation as a life-saving herb during times of war. Self-heal, often called heal-all, supports the body's natural recovery process and has been used for both external wounds and internal discomfort like sore throats. And then there is Comfrey, sometimes known as knit bone, a plant so powerful that it has been traditionally used to support the healing of bones, bruises, and sprains, although it must be used carefully and primarily on the outside of the body. But this is just the beginning, and as we move forward, you'll start to realize that these simple plants hold far more power than most people ever imagine. And one of the upcoming plants later in this video has properties so strong that it has been compared to modern medical treatments. Now let's shift our focus to something deeper and more essential: the ability to breathe freely. Because the health of your lungs and respiratory system affects every part of your body, and throughout history, people have turned to specific plants to support this vital function. Mullein is one of the most respected herbs when it comes to lung health, known for its soft, fuzzy leaves and its ability to soothe irritated airways while helping the body clear out mucus, making it especially useful during times of cough, congestion, or environmental stress. White horehound has also been widely used in traditional medicine, often found in herbal syrups designed to calm persistent coughs and support recovery from bronchitis, showing how natural remedies were carefully developed long before modern pharmaceuticals. Elecampane, with its strong and distinctive root, has been used for centuries to address deeper lung issues, particularly those that linger and become difficult to treat, helping the body work through infections in a more natural way. Boneset is another fascinating plant, especially because of its historical use during flu outbreaks, where it was relied upon to reduce fever, ease body aches, and support the immune system during illness. But what makes this even more interesting is what's still to come, because one of the plants later in this list has been described as a natural antibiotic growing on trees, and another has such a fast-acting effect that people often don't believe it until they experience it themselves. While physical healing is important, true wellness also involves the mind and nervous system, because stress, anxiety, and mental tension can affect the body in ways that are often underestimated. And this is where certain plants have played a quiet but powerful role throughout history. Blue vervain is one of those plants that may not look extraordinary at first glance, but it has been used for generations to calm the nervous system, reduce anxiety, and promote a sense of relaxation without overwhelming the body, making it especially valuable for people dealing with constant stress or mental fatigue. Red clover, on the other hand, works more gently over time, supporting detoxification and overall balance while also helping improve skin health and internal harmony, showing how interconnected the body truly is. These plants remind us that healing is not always about immediate results, but often about restoring balance gradually and naturally. And as we move further into this list, you'll begin to notice a pattern, that many of these forgotten plants were not just used for one specific purpose, but for multiple aspects of health, something that modern medicine is only now starting to appreciate. And just ahead, you'll discover plants that go even deeper into the body, supporting digestion, cleansing, and internal repair in ways that may completely change how you think about natural remedies. Now let's explore the internal systems of the body, particularly digestion and detoxification, because what happens inside your body often determines how you feel on the outside. And for centuries, people have relied on specific plants to support these processes naturally. Agrimony is one such plant that has been traditionally used to soothe the digestive system while also helping with throat discomfort, making it a versatile remedy that connects internal and external healing. Yellow dock plays an important role in supporting liver function, which is essential for detoxification and overall health, helping the body process and eliminate unwanted substances more effectively. Barberry stands out because of a powerful compound called berberine, which has strong antimicrobial properties and helps support gut health by balancing bacteria in the digestive system. Oregon grape works in a similar way, often used for both skin conditions and internal cleansing, highlighting the deep connection between digestion and physical health. What's truly fascinating is how these plants were discovered and used long before modern science could explain why they worked. Yet today, research is beginning to confirm many of their benefits. And as we continue, you're about to discover some of the most powerful plants on this list, including number 7, which many believe can completely transform how pain is managed naturally, and number 10, a plant so hidden in today's world that most people have no idea it even exists anymore. Now we step into a category of plants that many people find the most fascinating, natural substances with properties so powerful that they have often been compared to antibiotics, yet they grow quietly in nature without most people ever noticing them. One of the most incredible among these is usnea, often called old man's beard because of the way it hangs from trees like soft strands of hair, and despite its unusual appearance, it has been used for generations as a natural antimicrobial agent, helping the body fight infections in a way that feels both gentle and effective. What makes usnea truly interesting is that it doesn't grow in soil like most plants, but instead thrives on tree bark, making it feel almost hidden in plain sight, something you could walk past dozens of times without ever realizing its value. Barberry, which we mentioned earlier for digestion, also belongs in this category because of its strong antibacterial and antifungal properties, showing how one plant can serve multiple roles in natural healing. These plants remind us that nature has always had its own way of protecting the body, long before synthetic antibiotics were developed. But here's where things get even more surprising, because coming up next is a plant that doesn't just fight problems internally. It creates an effect so immediate and noticeable that people often describe it as shocking the first time they experience it. And it's one of the reasons why number 7 on this list has gained so much attention among those who study natural remedies. This is the moment you've been waiting for, because number 7 is one of the most unique and surprising plants on this entire list, a plant that doesn't just work slowly over time, but creates an almost instant physical sensation that you can feel within seconds. The toothache plant, sometimes called the electric daisy, has been used traditionally for pain relief, especially for dental discomfort. And what makes it so fascinating is the way it interacts with your body. When the flower or leaf is chewed, it creates a tingling, buzzing sensation that quickly turns into a numbing effect, almost like a natural anesthetic, something that feels incredibly unusual if you've never experienced it before. This immediate response is what makes it stand out from many other medicinal plants, because instead of working quietly in the background, it gives you direct feedback that something is happening. For centuries, this plant has been used in traditional medicine to manage pain without relying on synthetic chemicals, and today it continues to attract attention from researchers and natural health enthusiasts alike. But even with how powerful and fast-acting this plant is, it's not the only one that deserves attention, because as we move closer to the end of this list, you'll discover plants that work on a deeper level, supporting inflammation, long-term healing, and overall balance in ways that are just as impressive, even if they are not as immediately noticeable. As we continue, it becomes clear that some of the most important plants are those that help manage pain and inflammation, something that affects nearly everyone at some point in their lives. And long before modern painkillers were developed, people relied on natural alternatives that worked in harmony with the body. Meadowsweet is one of the most fascinating examples because it contains compounds similar to those used to create aspirin, making it a natural source of relief for pain, inflammation, and even fever. What's remarkable is that this plant was being used long before scientists understood the chemistry behind it, showing how traditional knowledge often came from careful observation and experience rather than laboratory testing. Sassafras is another plant with a long history, once widely used for fever and detoxification, although it also reminds us that powerful remedies must be used with respect and proper knowledge. These plants highlight an important idea, that nature often provides solutions that are both effective and balanced, working with the body instead of overwhelming it. And yet, despite all of this, many of these plants have been pushed aside or forgotten in modern times. But we're not done yet, because one of the final plants on this list is not only powerful, but also incredibly overlooked. A plant that has almost disappeared from everyday awareness, even though it may still be growing closer to you than you think. Now we arrive at one of the most underrated and overlooked plants on this entire list. A plant that perfectly represents how something so powerful can become almost invisible in today's world simply because people have stopped paying attention to it. See, buckthorn is a plant that doesn't always stand out at first glance, but it is packed with nutrients, antioxidants, and compounds that support both internal and external healing in remarkable ways. It has been used traditionally to support skin repair, helping with dryness, damage, and overall resilience, while also benefiting mucous membranes inside the body, which play a crucial role in protecting against irritation and infection. What makes sea buckthorn truly special is its versatility, as it can support multiple systems in the body at once, something that is becoming increasingly valued in modern wellness approaches. And yet, despite all of these benefits, it remains relatively unknown to many people, almost hidden in plain sight, just like number 10 that we mentioned at the beginning of this video. This raises an important question: how many other powerful natural remedies are still out there, waiting to be rediscovered simply because we've stopped looking for them? And as we move into the final part of this video, it's time to bring everything together and understand what all of these plants really mean for us today. When you step back and look at all of these plants together, something truly powerful begins to emerge, a realization that the natural world has always been filled with solutions, quietly existing all around us, waiting for us to notice them again. These are not just random herbs or old stories from the past. They are part of a system of knowledge that supported human life for thousands of years, helping people survive, heal, and thrive without the technologies we depend on today. And while modern medicine has brought incredible advancements, it has also, in some ways, caused us to overlook the value of what nature has always provided. The truth is, these forgotten medicinal plants were never truly gone. They were simply ignored, pushed into the background as attention shifted elsewhere. But now, as more people begin to question and explore alternative approaches to health, this ancient knowledge is starting to return, not as a replacement for modern medicine, but as a powerful complement to it. And perhaps the most important takeaway from all of this is awareness, the understanding that the world around you is far more useful and alive than it may seem at first glance. So the next time you walk through a field, a garden, or even down a simple path, take a moment to look a little closer, because you might be standing right next to something that has been helping humans for generations without you even realizing it. If this journey opened your eyes in any way, then you're already seeing the world differently. and that might be the most valuable discovery of all. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I truly hope you found it helpful, interesting, and maybe even a little eye-opening. If you learned something new or discovered a plant that surprised you, I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Which one stood out the most to you? Have you ever tried any of these natural remedies before? Or is there something you're curious to learn more about? Feel free to share your experiences, questions, or opinions in the comments below. I read them, and they help shape future videos for you. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Your support really means a lot and helps this channel grow. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.